Hello, my Teaserking family. How are you today? Well, the lock sucked yesterday, Ohio State, but the other locks did win. Oregon State did cover. Georgia under always covers. Um, let's talk about today's game. I was pretty good after that. I had to find like 15 sweatshirts till I finally hit the right one. Through the line right now. So this is as of this second. New England, 7.5, 43.5. Houston, 3, 44.5. Philly, 4, 45. Tampa, 3, 53. Atlanta, 2, 45. Carolina, 1.5, 40.5, 41. Cincinnati, 3.5, 44. That I assume Roethlisberger is playing, which makes me like. San Diego, 347. Frisco, 3, some 3.5, 49. The Rams, 2, some 2.5, 47. Baltimore, 3, 47. And Washington is 1, 46.5. That is the line as of right now. Let's go into the teaser trends. Come on. I'll go back here till I get to the teaser trends. So the teaser trends that I have today is Houston over the Jets. Small trend on Indy. Atlanta's a big trend over Jacksonville. Carolina over Miami. Pitt against Cincy. The Denver, San Diego is pretty much, there's trends on both. Minnesota is a large trend over the Niners. Green Bay is the trend over the Rams. Nothing on Cleveland. Baltimore's won the last 3, but no real trends. And Seattle as a road dog is always the trend. Hi, Ryan. I know we're talking about the pros, but how about them Wolverines? Yeah, they look good. So let's talk about the Wolverines for real quick. So I locked Ohio State. I also locked Oregon State and Georgia under. So 2-1. But let's look at Ohio State. Why did I lock them? Because basically they had won 21. They were 21-1 against Michigan. Michigan looked okay. They never really looked dominant. It does show the weakness of Ohio State is running at them. That's how Oregon beat them. And that's why I was surprised when Michigan State played them. They only ran Walker 6 times. It was like, the hell are you doing? They should have been running. So if you run right at Ohio State, apparently that's their weak spot, and that's what Michigan did. So give Michigan credit. I didn't think Michigan was strong enough. But it's a bet you could either play Ohio State. I don't know how you could really play Michigan in the game. Maybe as a dog thinking they'd keep it close was good. But I also had Oregon State, the Georgia under, the Army, Purdue, Oklahoma State. So let's look at the whole sheet. Anybody. So this is a live broadcast. This is to talk about today's game. So once I get some viewers, then I'll talk about it. Anyway, let's go into my teaser line. My mouse is running really slow. My computer's running really slow. Unable to load file. What the fuck? All right, so I'll wait till that comes up. So let's go through some of the picks. So Tennessee, New England -7. New England's been red hot lately. I like Jones. The defense is good. I got New England as an A team. I got Tennessee as a B team. And they're missing their wide receiver Brown today. We obviously know Henry's out. Defensively, this should be a defensive game. New England plays very strong defense, of course. I kind of like the game under 44, under 50, and I like New England -1.5. I think I played New England with Western Kentucky yesterday. So I'll do that. Question is, why do I do that? Well, I'll do pros with college because I'm trying to I'm trying to leave a game open. So I want to make sure I have the college game is going to be open. In other words, so I had Ohio State with Oregon State. Oregon State wasn't open because Ohio State lost. So I had before the kickoff to get money on Oregon State because I liked Oregon State. They're a really strong team, strong offense. I knew they'd keep it close. But that's why I do a Saturday, Sunday teaser. I wanted to make sure I had Western Kentucky, and then so now I got New England to close it. So now I can trap it if I want. I got New England -1.5 or 1, I think, and I can take Tennessee and 7.5 if I want to trap the game. It's a very good number to trap. However, I don't want to trap. I like New England -1.5, so that's what I'm going with. But if we quickly look at 2021 teasers, the best teams are Minnesota 9-1, Green Bay 10-1, New England 10-1, Indy 9-1. So Indy plays Tampa. The teams against are Miami, Jacksonville. The worst teams usually are the worst against the number, and Atlanta. So those are your go against teams. So when I look at New England, Tennessee, I got an A team at home. So I like them. I don't love them. Again, usually like here, you want to tease the dog. If Henry was playing, I would, but you don't have a dog here. I'd rather just take New England to win. Houston, 2.5 over the Jets. My spread was Houston -7 with Tyrod Taylor. They got Zach Wilson back at quarterback. So I look at I don't like the Jets are a terrible road dog. Houston with Taylor is better. The Jets are a Z team and Houston's a W team. So, but the spread, the numbers with Tyrod Taylor are totally different. They won the first game or two with Taylor. Then they had Mills. Well, you wonder why he's on the team. He's not a pro quarterback. He's terrible. Which skews the numbers. And then Taylor plays last week. They beat Tennessee. So the numbers with Taylor, they're probably like a B team or at least an E team. So now it's an E against the Z, only laying 2.5. So I like Houston +3.5 here. Absolutely. Philly and the Giants. Philly's gone to a 4-point favorite. And 46. Barkley's back for the Giants. Shepard's out. I'm sure they have some wide receivers. Galladay, I think, is playing. So this is a game that I've got Philly as an E, an even team. They score in the 20s. They give up in the 20s. The Giants are pretty much an under team. We saw them get killed by Tampa. That was Tampa after a 2-game losing streak was pissed off. So the Giants at home against Philly. Philly's 8-1 in the series. So that would lead you to take Philly +2 off the bat, but I don't really love Philly as a road favorite here. They're not a good road favorite. The Giants are not a great home dog either, so it becomes what do you like? But this is a game where I kind of leave it alone. I don't trust Philly. They're not that good to take Philly +2. The Giants, you don't know what you're getting. Daniel Jones is a terrible quarterback, but he went to the Peyton Manning camp, so let's, of course, draft him because anybody that goes to the Peyton Manning camp must be an NFL superstar like Josh Allen, the other Peyton Manning guy. You just throw up. This is the reason they're drafting guys because they go to the Peyton Manning camp. It's unbelievable. So I don't know. I don't know. The Giants are a live dog. It's one of those games you don't know what you're going to get. This is the inconsistency of the NFL right now. You have no idea what to expect in the game. So I'm going to pass on it. I would think if you had to play it, I'd take the Giants. And I couldn't even tell you over under because with Hurts running the ball, you'd think the Giants are smart enough to put a spy on them. And really, you just blitz them. If you would just blitz Hurts or any of these running quarterbacks, they can't run because they're getting sacked. And they're too stupid to realize the blitz is coming and just dump the ball for that. Ryan, I like Tennessee, Green Bay, and Pittsburgh. Okay, Ryan. I don't like Tennessee. I like New England, but I do like Green Bay and Pitt, but we'll get to those. So Tampa Bay I got 3 over Indy, over under a 53. I played the game over. Indy looks like they're scoring a lot with Taylor and Wentz and put up 40 on a good Buffalo defense. The receivers are playing except for Antonio Brown. I look for Tampa to score probably at least 28. Indy in the 20s is a 52. I go over 52 down to 46. I think that's the best way to play. I don't know. This will show how good Indy is if they can win the game. Big game, but Tampa knows it's a big game, and you can tell when all the injuries, all the guys are probable. When they're questionable and they don't play, they don't really care. But when they're all probable, they do play. So I do like the over here. I'd have a hard time taking Tampa. Indy's been red hot, and Indy in 9 looks like a good one, but I don't want to mess with Tom Brady. So I think over is a good play here. I think there'll be a lot of points. 2 good offenses. I don't know if Tampa's defense is back to 100%. Indy's going to run the ball with Taylor. But what I like about Taylor is he's going to score touchdowns for you. And that's the problem with half these teams. They want to throw the ball at the 10-yard line. There's no room to throw. They don't score touchdowns or they turn it over. But if you have a running back, you're going to score touchdowns. So I look for Indy to score a lot here today, but Tom Brady will keep them up. This should be like a 31-28 game, and I can't tell you the winner, but I think that's what it'll be. Atlanta 2.5 over Jacksonville 46. The trend's on Atlanta. Jacksonville's just a terrible team. Urban Meyer must be crying today with Ohio State losing. I like Atlanta here. I just think Matt Ryan, Trevor Lawrence isn't very good. Atlanta's playing okay. I mean, yeah, they look like Dallas, and they look good against New Orleans. And so this is the problem. You don't know what you're getting. Both teams I have as W's. So I really don't like, I can't, I like Atlanta in 3.5, but I can't really bet it. I can't put money on it, but that's how I view it. The trends are for Atlanta. Jacksonville's a weak home dog. They're a strong bet against, but Atlanta is not strong enough to really play. But I'll play against Jacksonville most weeks. Carolina, Miami, another. Why is Carolina favored in Miami? I have no idea. Cam Newton, terrible. Miami, Brissett's their better quarterback, but they don't play him because of political. It's all politics. Over under 42. So I guess the only way I like this is to go under 48. I don't think there'll be a lot of scoring. Cam Newton's not going to light it up. Carolina's an under team. Miami, another W. So all my Z teams are turning into W's. Ryan, 31-23 Tampa. I think Indy scores a little bit more. Like I said, 31-28 sounds about right, but I agree with you. The Jags win. I don't know how they can beat anybody. I just like Ryan, and then the kid from Florida is playing well. So I think Atlanta, at the end of the day, should win the game. Todd, I really need Minnesota with points to complete my last ticket. They scored 30 plus points the last 3 weeks. Stay with purple, right? Well, I mean, I would think you would have taken Minnie in the 9, as that's the play. I added Pitt and Green Bay today to our thing, so check out the site. But yeah, Minnie, Frisco, 49, 43. The both E teams. Yeah, Minnie seems to be scoring more. I don't know how I trust Frisco to score a lot. That's why I like Minnie in the 9 in that game. So I guess let's talk about Mini Frisco. So the games, both teams are even. I like the dog. Frisco's -3, and that's just because they're at home. Cousins over Garoppolo. I like Cousins over under 49. Huge trend on Minnesota. Strong dog. Frisco's a terrible home favorite. Hence why I took Minnesota in the 9 very strongly. I also played that game, if you look at it, with Georgia +2 next week. So make sure you get Minnesota with Georgia +2. 23-20 Frisco. That's a bit low. I think you're looking at 28-20 Minnesota. Minnesota just beat a really good Green Bay defense, and I think I don't think they're going to have problems with Frisco. So I like Minnie and 9, but again, make sure you take Minnie with Georgia against Alabama. I'm watching the Auburn game. Alabama can't get a first down on Auburn. How the hell are they going to get any points on Georgia? Forget about it. Georgia's 5 times the defense as Auburn, and Georgia, they're unbelievable. Just don't fuck with Georgia. Just take them and get the 2. So you got Minnie with the Georgia. So I took Minnie in the 9. There was no reason to play the over/under when you have a good game to play. So I took Minnie in 9. Pitt and Cincy. Cincy's a B team. Pitt's an under team, but with Roethlisberger, they're turning more back into a B team. Cincy's 4, sometimes 3.5, over under 45. TJ Watt is playing, so you can see it's a big game for Pittsburgh. Cincinnati's won the last 2. They're 4-0 in Cincy. Pitt is a huge trend in today's game. Strong road dog. Cincy's not a home favorite often. They're usually a home dog, so it's a little bit different for them. This is basically a playoff game, and I like Pittsburgh with Roethlisberger. So tease the dog in this game. Yeah, Todd, I already bet it, and I just said take Pitt. I'm just highlighting it on my board. Mini New England, the over in the Indy game. Okay. San Diego, Denver. San Diego's an even team. Denver's an under team. Bridgewater, he's not bad. Is better than I thought. I had San Diego -7. They're 2.5. The last 4 games have been close, and there's a double trend. So San Diego's a strong road favorite. Denver's a good home dog, and San Diego you bet on, you bet against. They play close games. So the question is, do you want San Diego in 3.5? Do you want Denver in 8.5? That's basically it. I didn't really play the game because the way these teams play, I would think Denver in 8.5 at home. It's a playoff game, basically. Both teams need the game. So in that case, I usually take the dog. Last 4 were close. LA, Green Bay. LA is an even team. They're not a B team anymore. And Green Bay is a B team, almost an A team. Pretty close to it. Their defense has been outstanding. Rodgers is playing. Adams is playing, and Jones, the running back, is listed as questionable, and he's out there. I think he plays. The huge trend on Green Bay. They're good at home, and the Rams not a great road favorite. I don't know why LA's favorite in this game. I could see if Rodgers wasn't playing, but Rodgers is playing. You're going to make Rodgers a home dog, really? Obviously, I like Green Bay in the game. I like the dog in the game, but especially when you make Green Bay the dog at home, that's just crazy. Yeah, I mean, I took Green Bay an 8.5. Thought of a second thought. I had no thought of taking the Rams if Rodgers was healthy. If Rodgers wasn't, I was going to take the under 47. But now it's, with Rodgers playing, you got to take the 8.5. Cleveland, Baltimore. Cleveland an under team. Baltimore's an E team. Lamar Jackson's playing. Mayfield's playing. Chubb's playing. Everybody's playing in this game. Another playoff game. Baltimore's won the last 3. The question is Baltimore going to screw you if you bet Cleveland, or what do you do with the game? So Baltimore at home won the last 3. Jackson's playing. So I basically went under. The over-under is 47. I think it'll be a tight game. I think Cleveland will pressure Jackson. I don't think he'll go off today. Cleveland, Mayfield will get him some points, but I think this will be a lower scoring game. So I took under 53 in the game. I want to take Cleveland getting the points, but I don't know. I mean, Baltimore's won the last 3. And Baltimore, you don't know what team's showing up. They're so badly coached with Harbaugh. So, I could take the 9.5. I would never take Baltimore here as long as Mayfield and the guys are playing, which they are. So it's either Cleveland 9.5 or I felt under. And this is a small bet. This is not a bet I'm getting excited about. And the last one is Seattle, Washington. Seattle under team. Russell Wilson has no time to throw. Washington's favored by 1.5, 48.5, I think that is. I don't really get it. Seattle is such a strong road dog. And then you have Seattle, Washington, Young, and Sweater out there, 2 defensive linemen, which would give Russell Wilson problems. So he should have more time to throw. His problem is not his fingers, he just doesn't have time. Todd, yes, I totally agree. Georgia, I hope everyone is listening. Well, yeah. I mean, that's why I do the service, Todd, absolutely. But anyway, so Washington won in. So I like Seattle as a dog. I'll keep playing them as a road dog the whole time. That's how I look at it. I don't agree with your 27-17 San Diego. I don't know. I think that game's closer. Pitt, Cincy should be tight. Frisco, I like Mini there. The Jags, I don't know how you can pick the Jags to win. That's just, I can't even look at that game. Okay, so you need Mini with the points, not over. Okay, yeah, so Todd, you should be good with Mini. Now, Todd, depending on your bet, you couldn't trap the game if that's your closer with all the college games from yesterday. So if you got, if it's a 8-team teaser and you got 7 teams in and you need Mini plus the points to win your teaser, you could bet Frisco minus the 3 and hope they win by 3, and then you win Mini in 9, and now you have some insurance. So it depends how you want to have the insurance in the game, what you want to risk. We lost Ohio State, but I won a lot of the other games yesterday. All the late games came in. Nevada, Oregon State, Clemson won. The Louisville over won. I lost a few of the, like Miami and Wake Forest. Miami, I pushed because Duke doesn't have that really good offense, and I thought Miami's defense was so bad that I thought they'd still get there. But again, that was a small play. Like you can tell when I lock Miami when they're playing another good offense versus against Duke. I should have laid the points, but hard to trust Miami's defense 21, but I love the quarterback. So we'll see if Miami's in a bowl and they play a decent offense, that'll be an over. That could be a lock in the bowl. But Georgia here. So your 4 in college is going to be Georgia, Michigan, Cincinnati, and I guess Alabama. Notre Dame's got no chance. Well, Alabama's going to lose to Georgia. So I guess that slides Notre Dame, Cincinnati, Michigan into it. Question is, Michigan so sky high from this win, will they beat Iowa? That's a good question. My friend yesterday was hoping Michigan would win so Wisconsin would play them, but Wisconsin didn't do their share. That's the thing with Wisconsin. They just scratch your head with them. Again, it's the quarterback when they get in trouble. Minnesota, who knows which team. This is the biggest problem. There's way too much passing in the red zone. You've got to run the ball. And so teams with good running backs basically will do much better they'll do much better in the red zone and therefore score more touchdowns and win more games. All right, any questions on today's games then? So if we review, I like New England, -1, 1.5. They've been playing very good. This is more like New England's been playing good, so I'm going to take them against Tennessee with their receiver out and Henry out. Brown, their receiver, and just New England's defense will be tough on them. I just see New England. They're on a roll, and I don't want to mess with it. I like Houston small. Not really. I didn't put anything on them, but if you're interested, Houston +3.5. The Jets are so bad on the road. And with Tyrod Taylor, Houston's a much better team. I'm leaving the Philly Giant game alone. Philly's 8-1 against the Giants and should win, but I don't like the spread. Laying 4, I don't like. +2 in a teaser, I don't like. I don't mind the -3, and I get 3. At least I get 3. I'm either going to win a lot or I might push the 3, but that's it. Tampa Bay, Indy, I went over 46, I believe, 52-46. Brady will light it up and Taylor will light it up, and I just think that there'll be a lot of points in the game. Indy's playing very well, so I don't want Tampa +3 in this situation. If Tampa was the dog, it would be a lock. Anytime Brady's a dog, but they made him a favorite. So here's what separates a lock from a regular play. Is the lock is if Tampa's getting points, it's a lock, but I can't lock Indy in there. Excuse me. Atlanta, Jacksonville. I like Atlanta in the game. Carolina, Miami. I hate both teams. I would take them under. Pitt, Cincy. I think it's a playoff game. Tease the dog. San Diego, Denver. Playoff game. Tease the dog, especially a home dog. Mini Frisco playoff game. I like the dog in this one. LA Green Bay playoff game. I like the dog in this one, especially the home dog. Baltimore Cleveland a playoff game. I think if you force me, I'd like Cleveland, but I don't really want to go against Baltimore at home. So I'm gonna say it's an under game. And Seattle Washington is meaningless, but I just like Seattle as a dog. They're just so dominant as a dog. Again, the plays in a teaser are Minnesota, Green Bay, New England, Indy, Philly, Miami, and Buffalo. And Buffalo already won. The play against are Jacksonville, Atlanta, San Diego, the Jets, Houston, Detroit, and Minnesota. So many kind of plays close games, which is what, like last week. If you bet Mini, you won against Green Bay. And if you took Green Bay, you won. Mini's been weird that you bet them. You think they're going to play an under game, they play an over game. You think they're going to play an over game, they play an under game. So many you don't really know, but they've been playing good the last few weeks. So all I can do now in this season with the NFL, which is so screwy, such bad coaches, is to go with the hot teams and just now they're playing well, keep going and assume they're going to go. New England, Tampa got off the snide and won. Indy's been red hot. Pitt played a good game with San Diego last week. Cincinnati's been hot and cold. Minnesota's been hot. Frisco's starting to heat up a little bit, but they beat Jacksonville. That's like beating Illinois. Minnesota has been heating up. The last few they played very well. LA, Green Bay's been playing well. LA's not been playing well, and if you just rush Stafford, he thinks he's got the Lion jersey on. He's going to throw a bunch of interceptions. So here's where I look at Green Bay's defense and Aaron Rodgers. And this game, I think Green Bay wins the game straight out. Cleveland, Baltimore. Baltimore is cold. Cleveland is, okay. Neither team's really hot here. And then Seattle's ice cold, and Washington, won a game. So again, I look at. That's why I'm not playing Seattle. I mean, Russell Wilson's looking – he doesn't look bad. It's not him. It's the offense. He goes back and he's pressured and he's scrambling around, so he's not having the time. So I think he'll have more time with Young and Sweat out. I think that will give him more time, and I think Seattle is a road dog to Washington. Any other year, this would be a lock. Seattle is a road dog to not a – superstar team like a Kansas City or even those teams, Tampa, Kansas City, Green Bay. I would have locked Seattle against Green Bay if they were if this was in Green Bay. So Washington, if you look at them, you go, really, they're favored? Like some teams, you go, they can't be favored. They're just not strong enough. You can't count on them to win. So like Houston, it's hard to bet Houston, but you get 3.5, so that makes it bettable. But it's hard to trust that Houston's going to win, or Philadelphia. Are they that strong? Atlanta, I mean, Carolina. How can they be favored in the game? But the teams they play suck even worse. So I mean, my A teams today are New England and Arizona's off and Kansas City's off. So I got one A team, New England. I got some B teams, Tennessee, and then Tampa, Indy play each other. So that's usually a dog. Cincinnati's a B team, but you never know. And then Green Bay's a B team, and they're a home dog. So usually you want to take the better teams in the NFL, and that's what you do. It took me 4 sweatshirts to put this on yesterday. Nothing helped Ohio State. I went through the whole wardrobe, and then finally they started. This sweatshirt gave us good luck. Purdue and Oregon State and all the Louisville over. All the teams started to play. So I got to wear this sweatshirt today. But I'm not superstitious, of course not. I'll wear it. If this wins, I'll wear this for the next 6 weeks. Anything? What else can I educate you with? So you watched the injuries today. Rodgers is playing. Minnesota's healthy. As far as I know, Roethlisberger and Watt are playing for Pitt, which makes Cincinnati a live play. With Tua playing and Newton playing makes it an under because they both suck. Atlanta, Jacksonville, Ryan's playing. Lawrence is playing. That's good news for Atlanta. Brady, the only guy out on Tampa, it seems to be Antonio Brown. The other receivers, Godwin, Evans are playing. Gronk's playing. They really need Gronk for the red zone. And then as far as I know, Wentz is playing and Taylor's playing. Hilton's playing. This should definitely be an over game. This should be the best game of the day. Philly, you got Hurts and Jones. And again, if all the Giants need to do, if they just blitz Hurts, they win the game. But you don't know. These defensive coordinators are too stupid to do that. See, Belichick will do that. When Belichick plays these running quarterbacks, and Tannehill's not one, if he was playing Philadelphia, he'd blitz he'd blitz Hurts every play, and New England would win easy. And I'm not sure if they played him or not this year. They might have. Anything else? Ryan, I like, Ryan, that you picked the scores. That's really the key to handicapping. Let's look at Mini Frisco today. I think Mini wins the game 28-20. So I'm picking a team that I think will win without any points or out, just who you like. I definitely like the dog. As soon as I saw the game without points, I said, this is a dog game. And then you made Frisco the 3. So like I said, with Tampa and Indy, if you would have made Indy a 3, I locked Tampa. So here with Mini Frisco, I got the right dog in Minnesota. With the Rams and Green Bay, I got the right dog with Green Bay at home. And I'm preferring to bet dogs, especially now, and especially as long as the quarterback is Green Bay's defense, Minnesota's defense, very strong. Pitt with Watt, their defense is good. That's another tease the dog, Pitt and Cincy. You start getting these playoff games, so that motivates the teams. They're going to play better. They're going to play. The games are usually closer because now they just want to win, and and in the NFL they're more close. If you watch the refs, you'll see who's fixed today. I thought the Ohio State game was fixed yesterday with all the penalties on Ohio State. Every time they'd get a good yardage, they was called for holding. It was like, okay, none of them were holding penalties, and it was always on a crucial play or a big play for Ohio State. So I definitely thought that game was fixed. Alabama Auburn, no, I don't. I didn't watch enough of the game to see if it was fixed, but you can see it. It's pretty clear the refs will dominate one team with holding penalties, and I think Ohio State had pass interference penalties, and it's the time of the penalty, right? It's 3rd and 15, and they throw a 30-yard Hail Mary, and the guy touches them, and there's pass interference. And you're like, okay, why are you bailing him out? And then on the other hand, when Michigan would have touched the Ohio State guy, there was no interference. So that's why I say that was a fixed game. I don't know. Ohio State must have pissed off somebody to get all the penalties on them. Very strange, but that's what I look like. That's what I look at. So you got to watch the refs do screw you. So be careful. But I think in most of these playoff games, most important, they want close games. So that's why I like the dogs in most of them. And again, I could have played Indy in 9, but I just didn't want to go against Brady. And that's kind of one rule I like. I don't want to mess with Brady and Rodgers and those. Let them take them as dogs, but you don't want to bet against the cream. You want to bet on them or look like I went for an over as opposed to taking Indy and 9. Tampa Bay beats them by 20, and you go, how could I bet against Brady? So that's where it derives from. What else? Just money man is you're here to increase your bankroll. The more you increase your bankroll, the more you can bet on the next week's games. As you can see from Todd, yes, I like Georgia. We'll be talking about that next week over Alabama. And it's not going to be close. And I saw the spread at 4 and 52. So it's probably also an under. But Georgia might really pile it on in this game. We'll see. But definitely this is a Georgia and probably an under. We'll look for some other games. Michigan, Iowa, this will be interesting. I think Iowa's backup quarterback was playing, and I'm going, he's injured and out. What is he doing playing? So I thought that was curious. So that's about it. We already had our 3 Thanksgivings and then Monday night. Now, if you don't trust Seattle, I would play them plus 7.5 or 8. And then that's when you might trap. You don't trust Seattle. So you might, let's say you play Green Bay with Seattle. Green Bay covers. Now you got Seattle and 7.5 or 8, let's say for $500. Now here's where I would trap. I don't trust Seattle yet, but they're good dogs. I would then take Washington minus 1.5. So I got 500 on that teaser. So So I might play 400 on Washington. That way, if my teaser, which is the huge advantage because I'm getting 8, wins, and the probability is the teaser will win once you've won the Green Bay half, because you've already got the 6-point advantage. So you want to bet a little bit less on the straight. So let's say you take Washington minus 1.5 for 4. You got 500 on Seattle. Now you can't. The only way you lose is if Washington blows them out, but then you only lose 100. You don't lose the 500. So if you don't want to risk the 5 on Seattle because you don't trust Seattle's not been playing well, that's why you bet the 4. Then I'm only going to risk really 100. So I'm either going to win 5 and lose 4, or I'm going to win 4 and lose 5. So either way, I'm only going to lose 100. And let's not talk about juice right now. And so you just lose the 100, or I can win 900 if Washington wins by a field goal or 4 or 6 or 7. I win both ways. And now I can win 9. And the beauty of that is I can't lose 9, right? I can't lose both bets because Green Bay's already in. So I either win 100, lose 100. I more than likely win 100 because you've got the 8 and Seattle. So more than likely that's going to win. This is, again, protection. You don't want to lose 5. You don't want to risk 5. You kind of want to quit a winner. So you play maybe 3, maybe 4. And, I mean, you can play whatever. You can play 250, 3, 400. I wouldn't play more than that. And then if it falls, you can win 900, but you can't lose 900. And that's the perfect bet, right? Where I can win, but I can't, I'm either going to win 100, lose 100, or win 9. And that's really a very strong way to play teasers if you do that. So, if you're looking to do that, then you do it with the Monday night game where the line's a good line to trap. So you would never take Washington in 4.5 and try to trap Seattle, take Seattle plus 1.5. You would always take it up over 7 and then go, okay, minus 1.5 plus 7.5. And you got a great middle 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and you win both ways. And I've won both ways a lot. And not really intentionally, just like I would see a strong dog and I'd play him, and then I'd have a great day and I don't want to lose too much back. So I would trap the game. The best trap I've ever done was Florida State in the, the Rose Bowl, and their win over Auburn when they won the title. I'm in Vegas, and you can see my 11-team teaser on my Twitter account. And then I have the 10-team teaser. So you can see that, but I had them in another 5 or 6 teasers. So I basically had about $5,000 on Florida State minus 1. I had them in a 3-team teaser with UCLA and Michigan State. And then I had them in a 7-team teaser. And then every teaser I had, any big number teasers, I ended with Florida State. Not just because I like Florida State minus 1. And I had a vision in the game that Winston had a rose in his mouth like this. And you can see the rose. That was my vision, and that's exactly what happened after the game. They interviewed him, and he had the rose in his mouth, and I go, unbelievable. So that was a beautiful trap because I had Tampa minus 1 10 times, but the spread went to 11, so I had Auburn plus 11. So I had a 11-point trap. So even if Tampa Bay goes and blows them out, and I didn't put $5,000 on Auburn, I don't know, I don't remember. I think it was like $2,000, $2,000 or $3,000. But you had the $5,000 if Florida State wins, I win $5,000, and so therefore I risked 2. I didn't want to risk too much, but I had the cover, and then they win by 3, and I win the 1, and I win the 11, and I win them both. And that was probably the best trap I've ever done, and really the easiest because the line had the line went down to 3, I couldn't trap it, but I had a 11-point trap because if it lands on 11 and it's a straight bet, it's a wash, so I get my money back. So as long as they won by, and even if they won by 1, I get my money back because it's a teaser card, tie, so it reverts down. So I can't, and so all I got to do is between 1 and 11 win. And it was a beautiful number. It fell at 3. And so I had Florida State wins by 3. I got Florida State -1. And then that's when I had Auburn +11. And that was beautiful. That was the year Florida State was killing everybody. So, when I saw 7, my gut took over, right? I didn't even think about it. When I saw the line at 7, it was like an automatic, I'm laying 1. How can that spread be so low? Florida State's going to win. I knew they were going to win, and that's where my instincts take over. And that's really what I like when I can bet with my instincts is when I'm really on fire. My instincts told me Ohio State yesterday. That's why they were locked. When I thought the spread would be 10, 12 points, and I would have I wouldn't have locked it for sure, but it would have just been a small play. Like the Miami over was 68, so I couldn't lock it at 68. I played it small at 62, and it was like a 58 or something. So it was close, but Duke didn't score for me. Anyway, so that's what you have. So that's where the instinct takes over for me watching it so much. But otherwise, that's what the more you do it, you'll start getting instincts. Like Ryan here, do you have is Tampa Bay an instinct? Is the Jags an instinct? Like, where are you coming up with saying the Jags are going to win? What would make you think that? Because they're playing a weak Atlanta team. Well, Matt Ryan's not too bad. I don't think the Jags can beat anybody. They got lucky to beat Miami because Miami sucks as bad as they do, but any decent team, and Atlanta's got 4 wins and have been playing decently. So that's where that comes in. But Green Bay today is an instinct play, right? I go, why are the Rams? I can't figure out why the Rams are favored with Stafford, and he never won in Green Bay when he was on Detroit. So it makes it even like he's gonna not like Green. He doesn't want to go to Green Bay because he doesn't play well there. And that's a Detroit thing, but just I don't see LA going and lighting up Green Bay. They have too strong of a defense. Rodgers is playing, Adams is playing, and probably the running back. So I don't look. Oh, good. I get the Tampa Bay game. I'm going to go watch the game in 2 minutes. Any other questions, Ryan, Todd, anybody else? That's what I'm here for. Good luck today. Again, if you play an early teaser, so if you played like Houston with Pittsburgh, and I think Pitt's a 4:00 game. Let's say you play it with Green Bay, and if you lose it, then play Green Bay maybe with Seattle or with the under in the Baltimore game or Minnesota. So it's fine that's what I tend to do with the teaser. If I really like the teaser, I put it in 2 teasers, and if the team it's with loses early, then I play it again late. Like Oregon State yesterday, I had them with Ohio State. Ohio State loses, but you don't really know if they're going to lose until late, and then it's I had like a half hour before the game time, and I hate to bet it that late, but I didn't have an Oregon State, so I had to play Oregon State, and I think I played them with. I think I played them with Purdue, and Purdue won easy, which I knew they would. Purdue was playing great. They beat Iowa, Michigan State here. They got a weak Indiana team, and they killed them, and it's a rivalry game. So that's what happened. So keep that in mind. If you do lose the first half, but you really like the second half, and really you shouldn't be betting a teaser if you don't like both halves. If you really don't like both halves, don't just fish around for one and say, oh, well. Like the only reason I'll play the Seattle game, I can see it with Green Bay or maybe Cleveland Ball, whatever the night game is. It would be to trap it because I like the line at 2. I can get 8 and then play Washington and basically either win or lose $50, or I can win both ways because of the line. So keep that in mind. All right, we'll see we got the conference championships next week, Michigan, Iowa, Georgia, Alabama, Houston, and Cincinnati. And that'll really tell a lot, and that'll set up all the bowls. I'll run the bowl special for $100 for all the bowls and playoffs. That's just the normal what I do for the bowl season. That'll be in 2 weeks because we got the playoffs and then the Army-Navy game, which is going to be interesting. Navy's not playing too bad, although I do like Army. Again, I hit Army as the dog yesterday against Liberty, and they killed them. Army's so good. I don't know. I should just lock Army anytime they're a dog like I do with Tom Brady. All right, everybody. Well, good luck today. Enjoy the games. And I see Indy kicking a field goal. And that'll get the over going. Yep. Okay. 3-0 Indy. Okay, everybody. Have a nice day. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, I'm watching Montreal and Hamilton, the playoffs in the East.
There you go.
So I've got Hamilton money line.